that time of year. Winter's here, where I pretend I'm not old and try to feel young again. All right, let's go. Fail right away. By far the best way to film yourself skiing or snowboarding or any other action sport. It might even be the easiest way to film yourself, period, the Insta360 X3. Now, don't be fooled, just because this is a 360 camera does not mean we are making 360 videos. But we will be taking advantage of every single thing that 360 provides, and that's why this is the best way to film your skiing or snowboarding. How do you like the Insta360? Is that the new one? X3?
X3, yeah. X3.
Heck yeah. How do you like it?
I don't know.
It's the best way to film snowboarding, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, have fun. Trust me, this camera has some tools and capabilities that you just can't get on any other camera. First off for me is that this stick disappears. So you can be filming with this stick and it's gone in the footage. It's still a little mind-boggling to me, but basically because it has two cameras, the way it stitches those two cameras together, it makes the stick disappear. So you can be filming yourself with a stick like this, but in the final finished footage, you don't see the stick. Unlike with any other action camera, basically, you're always gonna have a stupid stick in frame. On top of that, you will never ever miss a shot. So how many people have used some sort of action camera, had it on a stick, and then it's pointing a little the wrong way, or you mount it somewhere and it just isn't the best angle, or at some point it kind of like got clunked down and now you just have like a shot of your snowboard. This, you will never ever miss a shot because it's capturing 360. You can then in post choose what you want, whether it's you snowboarding or skiing or your buddy just eating it, you will get all of that. And not just that, not only can you reframe, you can also get a tight shot, a medium shot, and an ultra wide, super wide, or a tiny planet shot, all from one clip. Again, just so much more versatile than just having like one boring action camera angle that just stays the same the whole time. It makes everything look super dynamic and fast. It even makes me look like I'm just bombing it, even though I'm just a 37-year-old having a midlife crisis, trying to feel young again. I just met Joanna on the lift. How old are you, Joanna? 80 years old and still skiing, like first laps of the year. I have a lot of respect for that.
Well, stay this year.
That's what I want to be. That's why I'm out here every year. I don't want to start feeling old that I can't do this stuff anymore.
You're never old.
Yeah, I love
You're
it.
not old till you die.
She's the real influencer right here. I love it.
Have fun.
You too. Thank you so much. And that makes all the clips just look way cooler when it just looks like you're just flying. Your friends will never know that you were the slowest on the slopes. The footage is super stabilized. It is the most stabilized footage you'll get out of any camera. It's actually wild. It's like you have a little gimbal, perfect like third person like video game view of yourself or something like that. It is unreal how good the stabilization is on this. It's small and lightweight and just super easy to mount onto anything. It's got a 1/4 on the bottom, so just screw it in, done. And I even like this screen. It's nice to have this pretty big LCD screen, and the battery life is still pretty dang good, better than a lot of other action cameras. The image is pretty nice, even though with action cameras, I don't care about image as much. I just wanna be able to capture what I need to capture. But all of this means you get to actually enjoy your day of skiing and snowboarding instead of fiddling with the camera the whole time. Plus, the footage is so cool. Probably way cooler than any footage you've ever gotten of yourself skiing or snowboarding or doing anything action related. And it's actually on sale right now. They're having their big holiday sale. So if you've been eyeing one of these, highly recommend getting it right now. I don't think it's ever been this cheap. So follow the link down below and take advantage of their holiday sales. Now, even though this video is sponsored by Insta360, I have been a firm believer in using 360 cameras as action cameras from the beginning. This is just one of those no-brainer products that I actually carry with me all of the time in my camera bag at all times, and I can't say that about too many other products, honestly. But like with any other camera, it doesn't matter how good it is if you don't know how to use it. Don't worry, I got you. This is how you get the coolest shots with the X3. First off, use the stick. The longer the stick, the cooler the shots. This is the best accessory to get. It's so fun and easy to use. You really can't mess this up. And it's actually really easy to ride with this. And you just get so many cool shots really fast. It's very inexpensive. This is so worth it. Make sure to get the stick. And right now, the first 30 orders will get a free selfie stick if you use the link down below. I think if I didn't have the stick, I probably wouldn't be ranting and raving about the X3 very much at all. The stick, it's like this combo, the disappearing stick, that is the coolest effect with the X3. Number 2 is change the position of the camera. Now, you don't have to worry about framing, but you do want to think about where the camera is. So, you can get some shots of the camera in front of you as you're snowboarding down the hill, and then maybe put it behind you so you get that angle, and then hold it out to your side, put it close to your snowboard, for example, put it on chest mount, get one of these backpack mounts, which is actually really cool. You get this like crazy like GTA video game view of yourself, and you just get to literally snowboard down. That's all I did, was just snowboard down. I just had the stick, camera on a stick on my backpack, and it got this unreal view of me snowboarding. I can only imagine if I would have had a nicer mountain, how good this footage would look. It still looks cool, but a mountain landscape would have really helped. And that's basically point 3, is using different mounts. Now, even though this stick is my favorite, I really recommend trying some of these other mounts like the chest mount. They also have a unicorn mount, which is kind of an interesting way to mount it to your helmet, or that backpack mount. That one was actually really cool to me. It's a little bit harder to use, but it's just really nice to be able to put it on different places. You get a completely different perspective of what you're doing. And things like the chest mount, it doesn't bother me at all. I could have one X3 on the chest at all times, and then maybe one on the stick, and I would get so much cool footage without really trying at all. Insta360 has a snow bundle that comes with all the accessories that you'd need for skiing and snowboarding, like that chest mount or the unicorn mount. Number 4 is to get really close to things with the camera. The closer you get to things, the more wild and dynamic it looks. So don't be scared to kind of go closer to the snow with the stick, for example. Now protect the lenses, be careful of that, but you get these really, really crazy shots when you go close to things. And sometimes I just kind of like hold out the camera close to some like trees or something like that. I don't want to go too close to, but I'm fine risking the camera a little bit, and you get these crazy, crazy shots. So get close to things. Trust me, it looks really cool. Number 5, just because it is a 360 camera and you can reframe and whatever, you still want to think about some camera movements too. Like sometimes I do these like kind of like sweeping shots or kind of like reveal shots. Those are really cool too. So just because it's a 360 camera doesn't mean that you shouldn't do any camera moves. Now it's a little bit harder when you're snowboarding and doing a whole bunch of things, but it's still something to think about, especially if you're just getting some shots like, on the gondola or the lift or whatever. Just get some movement in there. Why not? And finally, number 6, go wild in post. Remember that you can reframe and choose whatever shots you want, and you can also duplicate the same clip and, get one shot of you and then get one shot of your buddy and then one shot of your snowboard. You can get so many different shots from one clip. And again, you can get those tights, those medium shots, those wide shots, those ultra wide shots. go wild. Don't think that like you have to just stick to one thing or that you can only use a clip once. You can reuse that same clip a whole bunch of times and get different angles of it. Like if you're hitting some jump, for example, you can get a shot of you leading up to the jump and then one of you in the air, and then, you know, as you're landing, maybe you switch back to it on like an ultra wide or a tight shot or something. Yes, of course, if you zoom in too far, you're gonna lose quality, but having all of these options in post means that you'll actually be able to make a really cool video with very little footage and very little effort when you're on the slopes, which is the big thing here. You don't wanna be, you know, so focused on the actual filming of what you're doing that you're not having any fun. And that happens with a lot of action cameras. But as soon as you try the X3, and I know this sounds like I'm really hyping it up, but I say this to everybody, this completely changes your snowboarding day, your skiing day, because you actually get to enjoy the day. You don't have to worry about the camera, you just make sure it's recording, and that's basically it. If you wanna go fancier, then change the camera positions, use some different mounts. But really, even if you just hit record and use the stick and you just hold it out, you will get incredible footage, incredible memories that you can almost like relive those moments later on, which is really cool. And that's the biggest thing. I guarantee you that with the X3, you will enjoy your day doing whatever action sport activity so much more than with any other action camera out there. And best of all, the results are unreal. Every time you use it, you're like, this looks nuts. Like, what? You know that situation where you're on the slopes and you hit some, you know, kick or a jump or something like that, and it felt huge when you did it. And then you see the footage and you're like, that felt a lot bigger than it looked. This, a lot of times, is the opposite. You're like, oh, this footage is probably gonna be really bad. This can't be interesting. And then you look at the footage, you're like, holy crap, that looks insane. It's almost better than what you were actually doing. It makes you look like you were flying faster and all that stuff. So yeah, it's best of both worlds. You get to enjoy the day way more and you get better footage from the day. So win-win. This is the camera you want for anything slopes related. Get the X3. Trust me, you will not regret it. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you later. Bye.
This is what you want.